going to talk more about the actual application itself, the development of the CareerTown Virtual Career Fair app, what it does, and where it's going next, the next version, so to speak. So here I have with me today is Kevin Heiser. Kevin is the president of QStart Labs, a boutique software development group who helped us develop the application. And he's also the chief technical officer for CareerTown. And he's going to tell you more about where we're going next. Hey, Kevin, what's up?
Thanks for having me, Orville. I'm really excited to talk about the future of CareerTown, but in order to step forward, I do want to step back one step. So I remember when we first got together and you had this idea for the virtual career fair platform, and back then we were coming out of the recession.
Right.
And as we came out of the recession, I remember one of the things that you talked about was the fact that recruiters might post a position, they might get thousands of resumes for that position, so it was really hard to sort through who is a candidate for that position and who isn't.
Exactly.
And so back then, and we also had challenges around cost and so forth for them to participate in every career fair on the planet when they could do it virtually.
Cost is always a challenge, but go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, so I remember, one of the things that we focused on was where can we be innovative? And we've always been at our core an innovative company. And back then the innovation was how can we leverage matching algorithms to match candidates with the jobs that are currently available from the recruiters so the recruiters talk to the people that are important.
Right.
And to this day, I think we're the only virtual career fair platform that still does that.
I believe so.
The
Absolutely.
other thing that at that time was I remember a lot of times the career fair platforms would allow people to white label.
Right.
But in order to white label, it took a lot of human time to develop it, and they were basically creating one-offs each time. So it was weeks to get a virtual career fair launched in a white label.
Let me back up real quick. Let me explain what white label is to the audience. White label is when you're using a software platform and you're able to use it for multiple brands, and you may be the backbone of it, but you can put another brand on top of that application so they can market it as their own platform as well. So that's a very unique tool. But
yeah, great clarification. Yeah. And one of the things that we were able to do, I remember was a vision of yours, was let's make it where they can go online, set up their white label or their branded, if we want to refer to it that way, a branded career fair without any human intervention and have it ready in minutes.
Exactly.
And so that was, something at our core, we've always been innovative. So as we look towards the future, I want to talk a little bit more about the innovation we have coming. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we are doing in our next versions, we have some technology updates that we need to do, some design updates, just like anybody as you continue to grow an application, and we're laying the foundation for what's really exciting, which is artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I know people talk about a lot of artificial intelligence. Sometimes it's meaningful, sometimes it's not, but the way that we're doing it, I think, is going to be really powerful for the organizations that use our platform. So first area that we're going to focus on with artificial intelligence is being able to source. So the market has changed a lot. Unemployment rates have dropped drastically. Yeah. The marketplace is almost at full employment for all intents and purposes. So when recruiters post jobs, they're no longer getting thousands of resumes. Right. They're getting none.
Yep.
So it's very challenging. So what they try to do is leverage their networks and find out who they know and try to find employees for those positions.
Right.
But we've been able to take artificial intelligence and we can leverage that to source candidates based on social profiles, professional profiles, and other pieces of information that you can get out of the digital world, online, social networks, those kinds of things.
So like data mining.
Yeah, so we can do data mining to be able to find candidates that might match their job positions. Okay. Now, the beauty of that is not only do we have to worry about geographically, are they in the same area, but our algorithms have the ability, based on data sets and based on patterns of behavior, to say, hey, this person may live 300 miles away, but they have a proclivity to want to move.
Right.
And they may be willing to leave their current position and geographically locate to where you're at and where that position is. So we not only are confining them to people in their geographic area, but people outside their geographic area that would most likely want to be where they're at. Mm-hmm. So we've got some things around that and engaging users and getting them to be more productive in the platform. And probably the most exciting for candidates is the fact that now that they're all employed, they don't have time to talk to recruiters. They don't have time to go to events. So we're leveraging mobile technologies and the current level of video integration and so forth that we already have in our platform to allow them to not let the job they have get in the way of the job they want.
Right.
So while they're sitting in their car in the parking lot, they can actually have an interview or participate in a virtual career fair platform or whatever the case may be. So we're still keeping true to the vision of connecting in online events in real time candidates with recruiters.
I love what you said about that, not letting the job they have interfere with trying to get the job they want. That's That's perfect. That's what we're talking about with CareerTown.
Yep.
Great.
And then the final stage, and we can talk more about this later in other podcasts, but the final stage is leveraging AI and automation to be able to better integrate into the businesses, so the recruiters and so forth, so that way we can have a higher retention rate. So some of the things that we're doing is integrating into their email system, so that way automatic scheduling of chats and video conferences with candidates, the ability to
notifications and so
handle
forth.
notifications and so forth, and then also the ability, so as they hire people, to be able to have that data come back to us, so that way we can close the loop, or what they consider a feedback loop, so that way the artificial intelligence can get smarter and smarter about who it tries to find for them, so that way we increase the likelihood of the candidates coming in being people they actually hire. So we've got all kinds of wonderful things planned.
It's exciting.
And artificial intelligence is making that incredibly exciting for us. And the innovation that we have at our core and have since day one is just driving to the future, and I think it's going to be a very powerful platform for all the recruiters and candidates alike.
Well, I cannot get into a bigger deep dive with this. This is going to be a very exciting development. I love, as the CEO of the company, to hear from the tech guys to tell me what is coming next, what they've got planned, because even with what my ideal was, they're taking it to the next level with ideas I haven't even thought of yet. So this is fantastic. So we're going to break for some more messages here, and then we'll come back and get deeper into what CareerTown's all about.